Hey, happy Saturday. I like authentic moments that come up where I could really put some real life mindfulness and awareness and ego information out there um, about myself. So I had applied for this queer people of color leadership retreat. And how it works is basically you meet at a location 4 times a year. This last weekend was the first one. And even leading up to going, I've given myself I've had this preconceived notion since I was a teenager that black women, specifically dark skinned black women, don't like me. I've had very I mean, I can't say I had a lot of experiences, but I've had a few significant experiences with black women as a teen and even young adult, and even a situation last year where I just felt like they didn't like me. And uh, a few even mentioning it's because I sound like a Valley girl. And so that makes me think I'm better than them. And I knew going into this that it was something that I was excited to do, but I was um, aware that feelings may come up for me. So I already knew this, leading up to it. So when I got there, immediately I meshed well with everybody, and it was great. I felt like I was myself, whatever. But I realized as time was going by, um, that when it came to situations where we were sitting down as a group and talking, and people were sharing ideas and dialogue back and forth, I realized I was telling myself, like, dude, why aren't you talking? Like, I want to chime in here. What is your problem? And I realized even the few times I did actually say something, I had to really be like, bitch, what you doing? Speak. Like, what is wrong with you? I have many meetings that I go to on a regular basis. I do a lot of volunteer work. I'm on, boards and committees and all kinds of stuff. And so I'm in situations, even in my prior jobs, whatever, I'm always in situations where I'm speaking and talking and back and forth, and I'm very comfortable speaking. And even when I'm scared or nervous, I still typically can overpass that and like keep going. And I realized that during this time I was struggling, and I was wondering, why the heck are you having issue with speaking up? Like, what is your deal? And then it clicked to me that the only difference is I am in a room full of people of color, and I've never been in a room with people of all people of color. I've been in rooms with large, black folk, of course. I've a large family on both sides, and if there's something happening or going on, I have no problem speaking up in front of anyone. Or I have lots of Hispanic friends. I don't have a problem with that, but it was black people of color. That was the only difference. And it's that thing from childhood where I told myself way back then that black women, specifically black women of color, don't like me. Dark skinned black women of color don't like me. So anyway, the ego part of me once wanted to initially, that split second reaction is like, whoa, I want to be confident. So wherever I go, when I'm speaking and interacting with people, I want to be confident. So I'm not fully confident here. So why would I want to keep coming? I'd rather be confident. So I'm going to make up all these excuses in my mind why this is not a good fit and I should leave. Um, unless you're aware. Unless you're aware of how the fucking mind works. I'm sorry to cuss, but unless you're aware of how your mind works and the patterns that you used to have, it doesn't mean your life is perfect, but it means you're able to catch that shit in the moment. And I would be missing out um, on some great community. I'd be great missing out on great people. Like, I was so every person that I spoke to that weekend, I was just in awe. Everybody's so different. Everybody's so beautiful and black and confident and intelligent. And I would be missing out if I chose to not go to do this. I would be missing out on a lot if I chose to go off my comfort. Instead, I'm going to go toward the discomfort, and I'm going to be open and be vulnerable and be myself and keep talking to myself and keep checking in with myself. And it doesn't mean check in with yourself and ask questions that like make you sad and depressed and beat yourself up. You don't ever want to beat yourself up for a thought you have, but you, once you're aware of it, whether it's good or bad, you can then make a decision to move forward. So I hope that helped someone, and love you. Happy Saturday.